Hi, this is Joey again with another movie review. And the subject for this video, I'm discussing since we are now in the almost in the the virtual summer season. I figured I might as well discuss a actual summer film. And this is not going to be a video of one of those summer blockbusters. I'm going to be discussing the 1985 film Summer Rental, which saw John Candy, Karen Austin, Kerry Green, and Richard Crenna. Because for those of you who have never seen this film, it is a 1985 comedy. Like I said, it's on John Candy. I think this was his first part after his, I guess, kind of like his breakthrough role in Splash. Even though it was another movie called Splash with Bill Murray, but Splash was really his coming out party as a comedy actor. And then his first follow-up was a actual lead character, where John Candy plays a air traffic controller, and within the first 5 or 10 minutes of the film, he makes an almost fatal mistake on the job, and his boss, the supervisor, could tell that he was all stressed out and he needed a break. He had a vacation for a long time. So the supervisor suggests to him, why don't you go down and rearrange a summer rental property down in Florida, and you just take the rest of the summer off, take a break for 2 months, and when you come back refreshed and everything. So was pretty much forced to do it, otherwise you get fired. So he takes his whole family down to Florida, to like the summer rental area in Florida, and after getting into the wrong house, and of course from that point on, pretty much one misadventure after another. And of course, John Candy does a lot of physical comedy in this film. And he gets into the wrong house by accident, because he got the streets mixed up. And then of course when he does get into the right one, the right house was a dump, and it's in the lane where people go to the beach, to the public access road to the beach. Excuse me. And then of course he wants to impress his son by proving that he used to sail when he was a kid. I guess the sense in over the years, he lost his skills as a sailor. Excuse me. So what he decided to do, he gets lessons from a local, from a guy who owns a local restaurant. It was a ship, actually. He made a ship into a restaurant, and he was getting lessons from this guy. And of course, during the time he injures his knee, John Candy injures his knee. And of course, he gets another misadventures. The family goes out, meets the wife meets a guy in the movie theater and takes him out on a ship, on his own ship for the day. And while John Candy goes out and talks to his neighbor who just had breast enhancement surgery, so she sold her takes off her bikini top, sold her for boobs. And of course, I don't know if the actual version you actually see her boobs, because they're only shown on regular television, and of course, especially they added this type of scene out. That scene actually does exist in the actual final cut. So while he was at the neighbor's house, he leaves the door open, and everybody runs into his house and almost destroys the whole house. So you have that little adventure. And then meanwhile, when they get to the main plot, the main plot was that the owner of the house, where John Candy's family was renting, dies. Suddenly he dies. And the guy who took over the house was Richard Crenna's character, who was a rich snob, who early in the film, on the first night, John Kennedy's family was down in Florida, took the last lobster in his fish restaurant. John Kennedy was mad and upset over it, and Richard Pryor says, "If I'm going to even with you, you renters." Because we tried to stop, he had something against all the summer renters who come down to the area of Florida every summer. He says, "Sooner or later, renter, I'm going to get even with you." And of course, he does get even with them because, like I said, he takes over the house of this rental house John Kennedy's family was renting from the original owner. So what he did was he pretty much kicked him out. If you're not out by Sunday by midnight, you're going to officially evict you. You're going to get the police and the local sheriff and kick you and get your family out of it. So John Kennedy got mad because his whole family was disappointed because his daughter's playing with Cary Green, the beautiful Cary Green. Says, "Oh, I made a date for the regatta, and the regatta is this big sailboat race." And the whole family is disappointed. They're going to be kicked out. They're going to have a vacation cut short. And John Kennedy says, "I'm not going to. This guy's going to. Not only is he playing me, he's playing the whole family, and they're going to stand for that." So he goes back to the yacht club and challenges Richard Pryor to the race, the regatta. And he says, if John Kennedy says to him, "If I beat you, you get to live in the house the last 2 weeks rent free. If you beat me in the race, I give you the last 2 weeks rent that I owe you, that I do owe you, and we leave by the weekend, the end of the weekend." He says, "Okay, fine." He said, you can't even sit, you can't even drive anything. Now, what makes you think you can beat me in the race? I won 3 years in a row. I think it was like 7 years in a row in the film. So, of course, the rest of the film, they prepared the Barnacle, which was the restaurant that guy Scuzzy, who John Kennedy made friends with, owns, and they try to fix it up, and of course they're racing, and they were like 4 behind. Once they made a joke about how the other guy Angus couldn't get a sail for the boat, it was big enough for the boat. And then of course he made it in time for the boat, but the boat was way behind the rest of the pack. They found out why, because all the food from when it was the restaurant was still underneath, in the bowels of the boat. So it says, "Oh, we have to pull it out. That will be lighter." And of course, you pretty much guess what happens. That the John Kennedy wins in the end of the film, and that's pretty much how the film ends. But as a film, it is an enjoyable summer comedy. And of course, John Kennedy was going to, of course, you see Cary Green, and one of the few clips that you can see of this movie on YouTube. You see the clip with her running out of the house in a bikini, which of course in the mid-80s, I didn't know anybody who did not have a crush on Cary Green. I know I did, because she was in the next movie that she was in after Summer Rental. She was also in The Goonies, which came out the same year. Of course, the next year, which she did Lucas, which was my very that I ever did for YouTube. Yeah, Cary Green in Lucas, and I thought that she was smoking hot. I mean, if Cary Green is watching this movie, please, you're thinking that you were hot, and not only Summer Rental, but The Goonies and Lucas. And please go back to acting. I want to see you on screen again. But I digress. But as a film, it is an entertaining family film. It's one of the few comedies in the mid-80s which the whole family could watch. Because it's not that offensive. Because it's not offensive. It's not an overly sexed comedy. And none of the films in the mid-80s were. And you can see overdose with language and overdose with sex. And you didn't have any of that. It's just a straight-out family comedy. It is enjoyable for that, like an hour and 40 minutes, so it is enjoyable comedy. But in terms of being a great film, I don't give it like it's not an Academy Award-winning film, but as an enjoyable comedy, you can get by watching this film. So that's my review of Summer Rental. Please like the video. Please feel free to comment on. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward the video on to your Facebook pages. Thanks for watching.